We haven't seen that for a while, huh? So hopefully you guys can all hear me. I was having, geez, all that time, I'm late and I still did not turn on my studio lights. Sorry, it has been a comedy of errors today with everything going on. Just seemed to be, well, fucked up. So what's everyone doing tonight on this another viewer interaction type of thing? I made that. I made that a while ago. We had that a while ago. So today's just went sideways all kinds of different ways. But still managed to get some stuff filmed. We will probably have Daniel from Daniel wanted to come on for a couple minutes from Precision Knife Works. He wants to come on and talk about something, so I sent him a link. We'll probably see it. Hey, where's my bell? Thanks for the 2 bones. Robert, you figured out how to actually add text to it. Howdy. See, look at you getting, stop ringing. Here's your free bell. There you go. I hope that the I hope the full production run of them are as good as or bet. I mean, that knife is Knaff Sergeant. What's up, Knaff? What's up, Knaff? Oh, just an announcement. We have official gear for the live feed. We have the knife that is so ugly that it bends the laws of nature to its will. We will be having the minimalist as a mainstay because it's just funny how it does that. I just love the fact that it just disappears. So, yeah, I did a video about this. I have to admit wholeheartedly that my hatred of the CRKT minimalist was misplaced. A little, just a little, not a lot. And I forgot one other thing that I want to make. I always forget to give you guys this.
They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. Yeah.
Chick, chicky, boom. Beardo the Weirdo, I responded to your text. I definitely responded to your text. You may hear my wife in the background. Okay. Not to put my wife's family business out there. My wife's family had a friend that decided that he was going to do some investing for them. Invested my wife's money, my mother-in-law's money, and my sister-in-law's money to the tune of $60,000, which last week he got arrested, and it became glaringly obvious that he had not only stolen $60,000 from my wife's family, he'd stolen significant more from others. It was pretty bad. Bubbles, you can make a music channel. I'll make a music channel if you want. You can have a music channel on the Gilded server. I just don't know how you're going to actually post music. So, but here is your 10 bones. I was told that I'm not allowed to go back to Japan next year because my in-laws and my wife are afraid of what would happen. So this guy got arrested. He's been released. Don't know what's going to happen, but absolutely fucked $60,000 worth of like 20,000 of my wife's, 20,000 of my mother-in-law's, 10,000 for my sister-in-law. So that's a lot of money. And my wife had worked hard for that. It was her money. Yeah. It is. I absolutely have to admit wholeheartedly, you'll see the video. I absolutely have started to like this knife. It's not a great knife. It's still not a great knife. It's definitely got some issues, but it does not suffer from the problems that a lot of the other it does not suffer from a lot of the other problems. So Memers Anonymous, if you guys remember, I asked you guys if anybody had like a microphone that they weren't using that was just laying around, if they were willing to send it to me. I was going to say I was even going to pay shipping and stuff. Memers Anonymous absolutely is sending me something. I checked the link, and it said that it it said that the label's been created, but the item has not been received. So I don't know. UPS is famous for that. So I don't know. I'll get my essays on the West Side to burn his burrito. It's kind of hard. He's in Japan. Don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah, I was looking for a condenser mic. Somebody is sending me. I didn't expect this. All I wanted was if somebody had like a Shure that they weren't using that I could borrow. I was like absolutely fine just borrowing it, or I would have bought it from them, or if they wanted to donate it. But Memers Anonymous is sending me a condenser mic. So yeah, I wanted to try. I wanted to see the Shure, how well those worked. I think what I'm going to try and do is get a boom. And I did get something else for the channel. I spent a little bit of you guys' hard-earned money that you like to send my direction, and I bought a microphone attachment. This one seems to be pretty highly rated. It plugs in, and it's the IQ6 microphone and it plugs directly into the iPhone. So hopefully I can fix some of the little bit of audio issues. I just don't like the way the audio sounds. I bought a neck knife off Etsy in 80 CR V2. I've never heard. I mean, I probably have. I just don't remember. So, oh, Friday, we're going to have a guest. It's going to be Elliot Williamson from Fair and Forge Knife Works. Let's see here. But what I wanted to know is I want you guys to suggest garbage knives, like knives that you've seen. I don't mean just like, oh, let's look up MTech. I mean, I want like a type of knife that I don't want we're not looking for ugly. We're looking for garbage. So I want you guys to like start thinking about it. We're not going to do it yet. I'm going to see if Daniel kicks in here in a minute. I sound beautiful. I can't ever tell. See, the nice thing about the other microphone is I get a feedback how loud I'm talking and things like that. And I just don't, I can't tell if I'm being overly loud when I wear the headphones and use the boom mic. So like, I can't tell if I'm being really loud, and the microphone's right here. So I imagine if I talk like this, you guys are fine. Like I'm talking like this, right? You can hear me just fine. But I have a tendency when my ears are covered because I'm deaf, I get louder. Money to spend, your choice. I wish I could do the sound effects, but that's a bad thing is I can't do it with this. Thanks for the 20 bones for money for me to spend on whatever I want. Will be, you're a dickhead. You're a dickhead for this. The cool thing about it, even the cord, like look at the cord. Like the cord even has that like weird effect. I need to do a background. I need to do a different background that looks like lightning and stuff like that so that I can just have this like even look cooler. So that this is going to be part of, if as long as I can remember it, the attire for this channel. That is so, it's just weird. What the fuck's good, Mike? Hey, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you if this sounds fair to you. A lot of my live feeds are demonetized because, as opposed to my pre-recorded videos, that I absolutely try to keep it clean because those are done in a fashion that it's more family friendly. Because you would be surprised. I have a lot of folks that are of a fairly young age that follow my channel. Knife Hobby does not have an age bracket. So, yeah, it's a stealth. It's active camo. It's the active camo. The active camo knife. So I keep it fairly clean. I very rarely do I curse in my recorded videos. But on live feeds, you get me just being me, hanging out, and this is how I talk. And I curse a lot. So there's a lot of my live feeds that aren't monetized, even more so now that they're stricter on the language, which I don't have a problem with that. If they want to be strict on the language, that's absolutely fine. Of all the things that YouTube could do, I think that one's not such a bad call. You know, we all of us just absolutely do not keep ourselves family oriented and age appropriate. But how is it fair that I'll log in and I get an ad that pops up in between videos, and it's Courtney Cox, the very first line of this advertisement? I think the ghost is fucking my husband. And I'm like, that's ads that they're running. How is that fair? Like that ad comes up, pops up, and the very first thing that is said is, I think the ghost is fucking my husband. I gotta be careful how I talk, or they demonetize stuff and I don't make money. Because like I said, this is my job. But they'll run an ad with profanity right in the beginning. Like, how is that even closely fair? That was from All the Short Bus Boys. Why, thank you very much. So, But don't say them dirty devil words. I mean, I curse. I started. Okay, I'll tell you what it was. I stopped cursing in my recorded videos. This was before I did live feeds. We can try, but we might be in the middle of something by then. But yeah, go ahead. Just pop in. I'll see you when you pop in, and I'll let you in. Thanks for 5 bones. Let me ring that. So I stopped cursing in my recorded videos because this was before I did a lot of live feeds. Because my daughter at the time was fairly young. She was 2015 ish. So she was like 5. Jesus, has it been that? She was, at any rate, she was young and she had friends. And she told her friends at school, my dad has a YouTube channel. And so she told him what the YouTube channel was. And then I was like, crap. I'm gonna stop cursing in my videos. And I did. But I still do it in live feeds. So what's going on? Is it official that no words are gone? No. Okay, so it's in the first. It used to be you couldn't curse. You couldn't curse with heavy profanity in the first 30 seconds of the videos. And you couldn't like start off, it couldn't be in the title and things like that. Well, they moved it to any swearing in the first 15 seconds of the video. So now, like, I mean, that's part of the reason I have the countdown. Like the live feed's going to start because it gets me well outside of that. That way, like I can start a live feed and be like, "Hey, what's up, fuckers?" if I want. But now they've gone further, and if you curse a lot, even if it's like spread throughout the video, even if it's not like as often, they still demonetize your video. So I have a ton. Like every day I log in. I've got like 3 or 4 of my live feeds that have been hit. And I'm like, well, it's not like people are watching them again, but it just seems kind of unfair. So what are we going to do? I'd prefer if you didn't, if you want to know the truth, it doesn't cost anything to not be offensive. So at any rate, like I said, who wants to provide me with the first knife that we're going to look at? What are we going to look at first? I need to know what's, oh, hey, by the way, let's pull this up as well. So if you're watching, oh crap, I did it again. I'm so bad at this. You would think after all the time I've been doing this, if you are watching, I mean, I'd prefer you didn't. Like it does make it easier to keep the channel clean. Like I said, I do have younger subscribers. So like just every once in a while is okay, but just don't, because I'll make that one of the banned words. But 2 bones, card sharp. Okay, hang on a second. I did want to bring up something first. Let me share a screen first. If you are watching and you are not subscribed, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. I want to try and see how fast we can get another 10. It seems like we're rolling pretty good. We're at almost 11 now, and that was just literally not long ago. It's taken me so much less time to get this far. Show a Menandy. I don't have one. I used to own a Menandy. Yeah, I can pick specific words that YouTube will automatically block, and it won't even show up. I've done a few of those because there's just like some trigger words. Prawn, if you want to unscramble that one is blocked because YouTube absolutely hates anything. Even though they show a lot of stuff with like half naked chicks, you can't spell prawn or say it properly. And there's a whole thing that's happening in culture right now with creators. I don't know if you guys heard this. Basically, we've started making language. It's an effect of censorship on YouTube. Like there's things you can't say, but I can say forever sleep someone, or to unalive someone, pew pew, coof, the jib jab, All those things are ways to get around these words that are perfectly fine. And it's a way that the computers and the people that are moderating these don't pick up on it, but everyone absolutely knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, at any rate, somebody said card sharp. I think I know what they're talking about. I actually owned one of these at one point. Let me pull it up. Oh, yep. That's exactly what I thought it was. This is a knife. I'm going to share this tab. So this is a knife that I actually got one time. I was just curious about. This is the card sharp. Let me go back to here. Close that. Shut the. So this is a card sharp. This was a folding. Pew pew goes jiff jaff. Actually, YouTube has like an algorithm that tracks stuff, and that's like a lot of those videos that they flagged for no ads. If I can test it, it'll come back as ads, but some of them don't. But like I said, most people don't go back and watch a live feed I did 2 years ago. So, but this is the card sharp, and this is a folding knife. It was a cool concept. I saw one, and I'm like, those are like $9. So what you do is this piece right here. Wow, that's horrible. You twist that to where the green lines up, and then the blade folds out and pops out, and then you can see how it starts to unfold, and the blade kicks out, and then there's like a little latch, and you just latch it shut like that, and you've got a folding knife that sits in that. And there's all kinds of different ones. They're not good. They're not good. What are you talking about? I'm not picking. Unsubscribe. Podcast must never get monetized. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous the music creators are getting in trouble if they're swearing in music they are reacting to. Yeah. What's this? The Kershaw induction. It actually looks decent and uses Grant and Gavin Hawk, but when you get it in hand, you see how poorly it's made. Let's pull that one up. What is that? The Kershaw induction. I didn't miss your stuff. Let's see here. Oops, I closed everything. Kershaw. Oh, I got it. I forgot to turn my fan pad on. There we go. My computer's getting a little bit warm. Kershaw induction. Images. Got it on Blade HQ. Kershaw induction folding knife. Oh, I have seen these. And I've heard the same thing from other people. Let me share this screen for you. Tab Kershaw induction. So this doesn't look like a bad knife, but I mean, I'm already seeing some indicators. You can see. Thanks. I hate this. Yeah, 2A Dave has one. Oh crap! It's Jim's birthday. Hang on a second. Hang on. Hey, Jim, we're live, and someone reminded me that it's your birthday. So happy birthday. We were talking about you in my live feed. Happy birthday, buddy. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot. The unsubscribed podcast with the Pew Pew guys, Brandon Herrera, is on it a lot. Okay, I think we're talking about. It's Jim's birthday, just being chuckleheads. Okay, so this, yeah, I've heard that this isn't a good knife, and I got to prioritize this device. You said something about that in a comment after the live feed. Let me allow me to prioritize this computer on my internet. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've heard that is not a great knife. Michael MacBook Pro Nope, 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 nope. Prioritize internet. There we go. Okay, we'll pull that up. The Kitsune Kanetsu. How does Kanetsu? I don't have my reading glasses. Sorry. Kanetsu Asobi. Okay, let me pull that one up. No, God, I spelled it the way I wanted it the first time. Okay, I'm not. I don't think I spelled this right. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, I'm not getting anything when I type that in. I'm not getting a fucking thing. Let me see one more time. We'll give it one more time. All I'm Why not? What am I doing wrong? Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Um let's pull this up. That's not a good looking knife. It's discontinued, but I know what that is. That's let me share this tab with you. It's not good. It's not even a good picture. Um that's a Japanese style outside, like an outdoors knife. It comes with wooden sheath. They are not attractive. But it's a lot like um it's a lot like the Japanese gardening knives that they have. That it's kind of like it's chisel ground and it comes down to a point. It's got serrations on one side. They're not great. They're not attractive. But I don't know if that's garbage. I wouldn't say it's garbage. I'm just gonna say that, like, I'm talking about like crap knives. That's just an ugly knife. That's probably still well made. I'm talking like garbage knives, like bad. I'm not talking like ugly knives. Like ugly knives can be good. Like that's not attractive, but it's still a decent knife. The one that I had, the one that I had out, the Trivesa Orion, is not a good looking knife. Still a good knife. I'm talking like garbage knives, like knives that you guys have personally seen that you're like, wow, I'm surprised that company makes that. I got it. I'm just not. Uh, yeah, we could. Oh, I've got to send that back. It's here. I got it. Who has a Grimm's Northman? Is it worth $1,000? Are you talking about a Grimsmo Norseman? You talking about one of these? A Grimsmo Norseman? And yes, it's fucking worth $1,000. It is. It's worth every fucking penny I paid for it. If that's what you're talking about, absolutely worth every fucking penny. It was worth the 5 years of saving every penny. It was worth every penny that I paid for it. Are you talking about the Asobi? I see. I don't know. Hey, 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 hey! It's okay. It's like 30 fucking dollars. You can afford to suck a little. Your sister did for $30. just a little. She only sucked a little. She only sucked a little. I had to fucking keep like paying. I'm like, what is this? Like a parking meter? I'm kidding, Leo. Don't get upset. I'm playing. I was picking on a dude one time and I kept saying stuff about his mother. And he's like, stop talking about my mother. I was like, fuck you, your mom, this and that. He goes, my mom's dead. And I was like, good. I didn't like the bitch anyway. Turns out his mother had just recently passed away and he was not happy. He chased me around quite a bit. So here's the thing. I don't want to look at any more heaters. The problem is they're probably really well made. That's the thing that irritates me about those heaters. They're probably amazingly well made. I just can't figure it. Spartan Blades Talos. I can't click on a link. Like that's what happens when I click on it. That is the downside of this. I cannot click on a link. Yep. I can't click on a link, even if you post it up, because I'm not on YouTube. Norseman versus Zahn. Absolutely, the Norseman wins, hands down. It's so much better a knife. Like I love Chris Reeves knives. I love Chris Reeve knives. I love my Sabenza. I love everything about it, and I love the people that work there. They're great, great folks. I like the owners of the company. But this is a better fucking knife. This is basically a custom knife. Like they make everything in-house. K-Bar Agama. We'll pull it up. I will pull up a K-Bar Agama for you. K-Bar. Come on. Just okay, well now my browser doesn't want to work with me. K-Bar. K-Bar Agama. Let's pull it up and pull up some images of this. Just fucking please go. Goddamn. Why do these websites do this shit? Like there's got to be some place that has a big picture of it. Knife Center. Knife Center will have a big picture. You know what? I don't want to say it. I'm going to bring it up. Hang on a second. I got it. I had a Gerber Paraframe. They weren't bad at all. They were actually pretty good back in the day. I don't know how good they were in the long run, how good they are now. But this, I don't want to sound too bad, but that looks like Knives Fast knife that he had, like he tried to get released. Don't you think? Doesn't it have that same vibe? Colin Lynch. So like a Gerber Paraframe. Yeah. But like I said, back in the day, they weren't bad. What are you talking about? Wait. Yes, this knife is worth $1,000. This thing's amazing. It's like the best knife I've ever had. So this looks like the one that Knives Fast tried to do the run of, and I can't think it was the Tempest, something like that. I don't know. So that's pretty bad. So only had a little to suck, Mike. Let's be honest. Well, I mean, it's true, but like, it's not better than a CR. Yes, this is better. Okay. So the Zahn, the Omnium Zahn, is a Chris Reeve. Omnium Zahn is a Chris Reeve Knives model. It is one of their models, and this is not. This is the Norseman, Bubbles. This is the one that like Will and I always talk about. So good, super functional, easy to carry. This is a great knife. It's absolutely worth every penny I paid for it. The the closer a Benchmade comes to the price tag over $1,000, the more they begin to look like gas station knives. They absolutely already, like, I was talking with somebody earlier as they were like, this knife, so it's like Benchmade this. And I was like, look, Benchmade's another one of those companies. I think they're trying to catch the secondary market price. But the problem is secondary market price is usually reserved for knives that people covet and want to get and love, not Benchmade's. Benchmade, stop trying to hit secondary market price for good makers' knives. Just all I got to say. Get a Norseman when terrified to sharpen it. I still do sharpening on Grimsmo Norseman for people. Norsey is my favorite piece in the collection. Yes, Ian, Norseman versus Zahn. I'm telling you right now, like, I'm not even gonna, like, I don't care what he has to say. This cut's better. It's better made. It's more comfortable. It's still better than my Sabenza, which I like the Sabenza better than Omnum Zahn. The Zahn's not a bad knife. It really isn't. But it takes a second place in my collection. I'm sorry, not my collection. In my mind, the Chris Reeve Sabenza is their top tier model. Maybe then the Omnum Zahn. But I think the Sabenza is still just so good. And these are both really good knives. But even as much as I love my Sabenza, my Norseman absolutely just destroys it when it comes to the things that I can do with it, and how just the way it feels, the quality that you get. Just pick up a Schrade. They're all bad. I just did that. That's the one we were talking about. That's this one. That is the Agama. That is the K-Bar Agama folding knife. Daniel's here.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Hang on a second. Let me get this other screen out of the way. So we're going to let Daniel talk. I think do you want to talk about the pre-order? Is that what you're wanting to do?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let me get this screen out of the there we go. There we go. What's going on? How's the pre-order stuff going to work?
Last couple days of January, I had a January sale going on, if people were aware of it or not, but it's $225 a knife until January 31st. And then after that, prices will go back up to $249. Basically, until March 1st is when I close the pre-order, so whoever wants to jump in on it.
So if you guys want to go to precisionknifeworksusa.com to do a pre-order, basically you can save what, $25?
Yeah.
$25 a knife?
Yep.
So, and you guys know that the knife I'm talking about is the Warrentac. That's the the video hasn't went up yet, has it? No.
Nope.
The Warrentac video has not went up yet, but it's a great knife. Let me see here. Let's just go. Let's stop sharing this one. We'll go here to Precision. God, I suck at this. So you're also doing the regrinds on stuff, right?
Yep. Just finished Cole over at Tri-State. Just finished up his McNeese for him. Did a hollow regrinding and then a hollow on a swedge. Did a regrind to about 6 thou behind the edge.
Nice.
And those normal price is $80 a regrind. I have a January sale also going for $60 a regrind. So if anybody wants to jump in the last 2 days of it, they could.
Nice. So hang on a second. I've got the website pulled up. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't know if today was a good choice because we're looking at garbage knives. And I just so you guys know, just so everyone that's watching, anybody that might drop in, the knife we're about to look at is not a garbage knife. It's absolutely not a garbage knife. I really like I like this knife that you designed, the Warrentac. It's so here you go. Warrentac pre-order and regrind services. It's all right here. You can see there's the Warrentac. I I've got the prototype. Now the prototype's not as thin behind the edge as the final product's going to be, correct?
Yeah, the one you have is a stonewashed version, I believe.
Yes.
QSP left that one at like 24 thousandths behind the edge, so a lot thicker than I would have wanted. With the belt set in, I'm hoping that they'll get under 18 thousandths if possible.
Hmm.
So yeah, hopefully nice and slicey. And then if people do want, I might set up like a reduced price on regrinding the Warntex if somebody would want. Maybe 30, 40 bucks to get it done.
Oh, okay. So, fucking Polly. Polly's in timeout. We put Polly in timeout because Polly's an idiot.
And then
Polly's just
the production versions, you see the picture of the
yeah,
Warntex screen? The Maker's Mark logo will be hidden in the inside of the handle to keep the whole outside of the knife sterile of any markings if you want to do some anodizations. Who knows what a person would want to do, but
yeah,
the models will have that milling that you see on the scales.
nice. And so you're gonna have why is come on. Now I don't know why. I'm clicking on
That one doesn't work. Go back to the Warntech pre-order.
yeah, that's what I'm on right there.
And then regrind services and Warntech pre-order button.
Oh, okay. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, see, so there you go. You've got Warrentac pre-order, 225. You're saving $25 a knife basically, and
Yeah.
regrinds $20 off. So that's there we go. Got us back. I forgot to do something here. I forgot to do something. The background needed to be changed. So yeah, no, that's cool. And then I don't know if you got like Daniel's also the one that sent me the Hogue Ritter RSK that has the hollow grind on it. And you know what? I put up, I put up a thing. I put up the video about it and how it's the hollow grind. And it's really slicey and and so many people are like, well, that's not, it was designed like this and that. Like everybody wants all these thin grinds. I was like, look, no, I just said that for the things that I do,
Yeah.
I'm only responsible for what I say, not what you hear. So
Yeah.
let's see what else has anybody got. Yeah, no, that's great. If you guys are interested in it, Daniel's been cool. Every time I've talked to him, he sent me several things that we've had here on the channel. So if you want to go check out the Warrentac pre-orders, you got 2 more days. Well, basically you got tomorrow.
Yeah.
To save on the sale. So
I might extend it a few days to give people a chance if they want. I might go into probably the beginning of next week. First week of February, I'll leave it at 225 just to give everybody a first chance at it.
okay, yeah, that's and like Brad says, that's a decent price too.
Yeah.
So, any other designs you're trying to get done, or is that just you're going to leave it with that one until for right now, and then maybe get some other stuff out later?
For right now, I'm planning just to get the Warntech pre-orders done, and then we'll see how that goes. Maybe some point in the future, talk to a couple of dealers and see if some dealer would want to go with a dealer exclusive on a budget version of probably like a 14C28 blade and the stainless steel liners and micarta handles on there.
Yeah, we had talked about that on the phone the other day. That you're talking about maybe getting a what blade steel is it? It's 20 CV on the one that's coming.
Yeah.
We're just talking about like maybe that he might do a budget run in 14C with micarta and liner lock. Do a button lock. Get a button lock. Like I love button lock. I had forgot how much I like button locks until I got a few more button locks in here recently. Yeah.
And then what's your thoughts on, I'm kind of thinking about the style of the handle on the Warntech, but putting a drop point blade on there.
I don't know. I think you'd have to redesign the handles. I don't think it would look good because it's got that nice clean line where it goes from handle all the way down to the blade tip.
I got a few more designs in my head. I need to sit down and sketch them out and see what they look like. And also, if anyone's interested, I'm actually within the next 4 or 5 months going to be making some Magna Cut chef knives, targeting 6465 HRC, and uh, more of like a not truly maybe a custom, more of a handmade. I don't know what you'd call those.
No, that's
Hand,
pretty much custom. If you're making it by hand, if you're doing all of it, it's custom.
yeah. But I'm trying to keep the prices down, so I'm hoping to be able to sell them out the door for 350 to 375 for a chef knife.
That's see the whole chef's knife thing. That's a hard market for the way people use chef knives. Like
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy with a lot of chef knives that are in things like OS 10 and some of your or not OS 10 uh 4116 like because the fact is like for the things you do with a kitchen knife versus the things you do with a uh like an EDC knife, it's a completely different thing. I
Yeah.
honestly don't think we need a bunch of super steel kitchen knives. We really don't. I don't think that at that point you're going to be having anything better. I mean, if you're using a chef's knife properly, you're probably hitting it on a ceramic rod like every time you use it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not trying to dissuade you. It's cool. Like a lot of people will jump on that. Just personally, I'm like, I'm not going to put I don't need a super steel chef's knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm making a run of 6 of them, see how they go. And if people want them but at a different steel, I might look at something different. If people prefer 14C 28 for some reason, I might look at that in the future. But first,
14C would make a good kitchen knife.
yeah. You know,
Stop it, Paul. Stop it. I don't have any whatever you're about to say, I don't really want to hear it. Not tonight. I don't care. Just trying to screw things up in my live feed. So yeah, there you go. Check it out. I'll tell you what, when you start getting the production ones in, we'll just bring you on as a guest for the like a full length live feed. We'll talk about everything, like how you started everything up and
sure. Yeah. I'd be willing to do that.
s- so and then like I said for your regrind videos, it doesn't take a lot to set up. Just like I still need to send you that list of stuff that I said I would send you and I still haven't.
Yeah. I forgot to message you.
Lights, tripod, stuff like that you might want. Was this Will says he got his wife a two-son kitchen knife in 14C28N. Not you, Paul. Paulina, my friend Paulina. Was this cost to use seems outweighed. 14C would be really nice. Yeah. There's a couple people that do. There was a couple companies that started doing 20 CV M390. That's what it was. They did M390 kitchen knives, and people found out real quick that it wasn't what they wanted because while it's really good uh, in an EDC knife, it doesn't do as well with kitchen tasks because when it's ground that thin down there, it's a lot more brittle. It doesn't have as much material behind it uh, to keep it stable. So yeah, Marco's like, here, be interested in hearing a story. Yeah, we'll do that this Friday. I'll get with you. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it. We'll just set up an entire 2-hour live feed for you to talk about precision knife works and all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I'll put a link. I'll start adding a link to Precision Knife Works in my videos. I just keep forgetting to actually just drop that link in.
Okay.
So, all right,
Yeah.
I will talk to you later, Daniel.
Thank you.
Yep. Take
Bye.
it easy. So, it doesn't really matter whether it's knives or knifes. So, um has somebody got the drip? Polly probably has the drip. If there's anyone in this comment section that's got the drip, it's Polly. So, yeah. So where were we at? We are talking about that K-bar Agama. What else? What do we also got? Who else has got an idea for a garbage knife besides anything that Polly thinks up? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I'm waiting. I'm waiting on a suggestion for a garbage knife. It's your motherly instinct. Has anyone ever tried Warther cutlery? Yes. Okay. So Warther cutlery, Warther knives is made literally 30 minutes from my hometown in Ohio. Warther knives, they make very very good kitchen knives. Uh, they've done it for a long time. It's a family owned thing, and it is. Let me pull it up. Like we used to go there. They have a museum and everything. The Warther family has made kitchen knives for years, but they also made knives for World War II for as fighting knives. So, yep, that's what I was gonna say. He's 10 minutes. I'm 20. It's like 30, so it's like 40 minutes. Uh, Fred Astaire here, because I'm never gonna pronounce that properly. Uh, he's from New Philadelphia, which is just up the road from where I live in Ohio, and we used to go to Warther Knives and watch them make. They do this thing where they cut handmade wooden. Uh, he makes handmade wooden. He makes handmade wood. They make handmade wooden pliers. But they don't. They do it in like four cuts. So they just cut it all like it's a block of wood. They cut it. It's one piece of wood. They cut it into a pair of pliers. Um, I don't know. I put Polly in timeout for the rest of the live feed. I'll unblock Polly later. I don't have. I'm done with Polly for tonight. That's Here's the thing. Polly's being an idiot because he has a YouTube channel too, and he knows that anything that is slightly offensive, slightly racist, immediately flags your channel. But he's being a fucking idiot. So guess what, Polly? How about I come to your job and I shit all over your desk? Fucking dickhead. I just got a Vosteed. Just got a Vosteed knife set of 3 kitchen knives, a Santoku, a utility knife, and 9CR Damascus G10 handles, $120. Vosteed knives are cool. Anthony Kitchen. Screw you guys. I'm at home. Let's see here. So Vosteed knives, I haven't seen any of their kitchen knives, but they're nice. They're fixed. They're folding knives. I'm sorry, their EDC knives are awesome so far, and I don't see as that their kitchen knives would be any different. So check out Copus Designs. They literally have a knife called the Garbage Gang, the Garbage Gang Pop Knife. Okay, I think we can do that. I think we can look up the Garbage Gang Pop Knife. Why is that all caps? Why am I yelling? Why am I yelling at the internet? Garbage Gang Pop Knife. Well, they have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of stuff on here. So, what one were you talking about? Garbage Gang Pop Knife. Check out Copus Designs. They have, but see, everything says Garbage Gang Pop Knife on here. Garbage Gang Pop Knives, Copus Designs. It's all the same. Like, I'm not seeing anything. Hang on. Let me share the page. I'll show you what I'm seeing because they're all listed the same. See, they're all listed as Garbage Gang Pop Knives. These are Garbage Gang Pop Knives. These are Garbage Gang Pop Knives. These are Garbage Gang Pop Knives. Everything that they've got says Garbage Gang Pop Knife. So I don't know which one it is. Is it this one? No, thank you. Oh, okay, I see. These are their Garbage Gang pop knives. Hang on. There we go. Garbage Gang pop knives. These are trash. I just sharpened some Nitro V. Why don't more companies use Nitro V? Because I don't know. I don't. I honestly don't like Nitro V all that much. Um, as a matter of fact, my prototype, uh, my prototype Stinger that Elliot gave me is not in Nitro V, and like I was giving it back to him. He's like, "No, you can keep it." I was like, "Yeah, but." He's like, "It's not." He's like, "It's 9CR," and I was like, "Okay, cool. What's the?" I was like, "What's the finished version?" He's like, "Well, you can have." He's like, "You can keep the prototype, or you can have one of the finished versions." And he was like, "That one's in 9CR," and I was like, "Okay, what are the production ones?" And he was like Nitro V, and I was like, "Nah, I'll keep the proto." Not a big fan. It just doesn't. There's a lot of stuff it just doesn't do the way I want it to. I bought the wife of Dollstrong set off of one of the links. So far, I'm pretty impressed. You bought Dollstrong from my affiliate? Cool. Uh, but yeah, it's YouTube just changed the rules and made them more strict, and you're going to come in and do something that could be considered racist. Dot dot dot. I'll let you back in sometime later, but not today. EDC does. Mike, I'm regrinding your favorite Spyderco Para 3. I don't like the Para 3. Good luck regrinding that. Hopefully there's no chips. But thanks for the 5 spoons, Daniel. Hopefully, let me know how it regrinds. Let me know how it grinds and what abrasives you used. Because I'm curious about Maximet on the regrinding piece. Because I do know that the sharpening piece can be problematic. Stinger looks good. The Stinger is a really good knife. Elliot did a run of these in what was it? It was a Nitnell SM100. So SM100 doesn't have any steel in it. He did a run of these knives, and then everybody liked it so much that he released them as a production knife in steel. Nobody talks about kitchen knives strictly when off your recommendation. So it looks like the Vosti Nightshave has a different and unique shape. Does it feel like I'm hand? Does tit feel like I'm hand? It looks like, okay, I have not smoked anything today, so this has to be the comment. It looks like the Vosti Nightshade has a very different and unique shape. Does tit feel like I'm hand? I would imagine what that means is, what does it feel like in hand? It's actually pretty comfortable. It's actually pretty comfortable. So doesn't Aiden have the Stinger in SM100? I don't know if Aiden does. I know Nico does, and I've sharpened it a few times. Yeah, I got it. But it was funnier that way. The answer is yes. It feels good in hand. I liked the Vosti Nightshade. It was a very comfortable. It was a very comfortable knife. Once you got used to, sorry, I'm checking. My brother-in-law had surgery, and he's had surgery, immediately gets out of surgery, within an hour sneezes and herniates everything, and had to go back in for emergency surgery to get sewn back up. And I'm trying to see if he's going home today. So tit does feel like my hand. But yeah, it's the Vesti Nightshade is a lot of fun. I liked it. I liked the Vosti Bellamy better, But that Vosteed Nightshade was a very, very good knife. I liked it a lot. Um, and once you got used to the weird curvature of it, it's a slicing machine because you've got that curvature to it where you're lined up, and it's actually really ergonomic to cut with. So instead of bearing down, you're kind of canted off and just like cutting through this way because the blade goes up. I don't like Nitro V. I thought was I might not have said it. I don't like Nitro V. So when Elliot told me that I could have one of the finished ones if I wanted to wait, or I could have this, and then he told me that the production ones were going to be in Nitro V, I was like, never mind. I keep the prototype. He's like, okay. And so then I refinished it the way I wanted. I have a Sith Stinger, red and black. So I'm down. I'm down. I down own. Jeez, guys. I don't read. I don't read goods. I don't read good anyway. I down own a nightshade, but I checked out Bees's and it's better than I thought it. I thought it he. Whew. Wow. I don't own a nightshade, but I checked out Bees's and it was better than I thought it would be. There you go. See. What do I think of 4V? 3V, 4V. They have a tendency to be kind of rusty. They oxidize really easily. Oh, you guys are having a gilded chat. So, guys, if you're not paying members, you'll never understand the joys of the rampant stupidity that can happen in that gilded server. Autocorrect really fucked me on that one. That's the modern corundrum these days. It is, do I turn autocorrect off and send things that make me look like a fucking idiot? Or do I leave autocorrect on and allow my phone to send things that make me look like an idiot? What's up, Gabriel777? It seems to have that shape of the kukri or whatever has it does. It looks like a small folding kukri. It's a lot of fun. I did enjoy having that knife around. Me likes them Nitro V. A lot of people, pardon me, a lot of people like Nitro V. My wife got carne asada, and it's coming back on me. A lot of people like Nitro V. I just personally don't. There's a lot of, it's because I'm picky. Like, there's a lot of the powdered metallurgies that are great steels. Don't get me wrong. They're great steels. But I don't like them because I like to be able to take stuff. I like every once in a while, I like taking stuff way up in grit. And a lot of the powdered metallurgies, you just can't do that with. The grain structure is too fine and you lose the grit. There's some other steels like S35VN. You can't take it up to the super high grits and get that mirror polish. That's because I do like doing that occasionally. Typically I do it for customers if they ask, because they're like collecting and they want like that super mirror polished edge. But I like steels like 14C for that reason is I can take it up to a really high grit and it's still got an aggressive edge. You can go like 5, 6, 8,000 grit. That's one of the things I liked about this Valona in DC 53 is it absolutely, you can take it like 8,000, 10,000 grit and it's still aggressive. You don't lose the bite of it in the steel. So it's, hang on. Yes, but I'll let you back in if you promise to not put up anything like that. ... It's risking my ability to run this channel. If I get a strike for anything that is along those lines, I can't recover from that. Really curious. I'd rather have 14C over Nitro V. I just like the edge. Some knives some steels take an edge I like, some steels take an edge I don't. It's just Nitro. It's not. 14C is a great steel. 14C, they're okay. Let's talk about this. 14C is one of the very few steels that was designed for knives. Pretty much every other steel either was designed as a tool steel or was used for the plastic machining industry, which is still a tool steel. You got RWL 34, right? You got 14C 28N. You've got AR RPM 9, RWL 34, maybe a couple others. 14C was 14C was the super steel of the day. Sandvik designed that to be used for knives. The newest one, the fucking Jesus Christ, MagnaCut is like the other one that I've seen. They're freaking great, and that steel is great, and I don't think it's overhyped. I think that just people look down on it because hey, it's just an old steel. It's like it still works, and it still works great. There's a lot of times that I will take 14C or 12C over so many other steels because the fact is it's easy to sharpen, it's easy to maintain, and it takes a scary, scary fucking edge. I'd much rather have a steel that I can strop up easily than something that once it gets dull, I'm fucked. So hang on a second. I got to do something. I have to let Polly back in. Polly has to be good or Polly goes back on the no-no list. But the only way for me to take that comment down, it wouldn't let me do it any other way. So, well, shit. It won't. Something's wrong with my browser. Something is absolutely wrong with my browser. What the hell's going on here? Give me a second. I'm letting Polly back in. Let's see what stupidity Polly's going to bring to the conversation. Community. Moderators. I got a lot of moderators. I'm trying to find there. Polly is unblocked. So, anyway, what was I saying? Don't you carry a knife that some people consider impossible to sharpen? Are you talking about this? Yeah, but I'm going to tell you right now, even in a pocket slip, I can carry a stone and I can sharpen this in the field if I want to. I absolutely could. I have several round things like that, like small round ceramics. I have some various narrow stones, and I have an Arkansas slipstone that's kind of thick but not very wide. It got broke off, and I could turn it sideways, and I can use the edge of that stone in that recurve. So no, it's not impossible. It's just a lot of people they're lazy and don't want to take the time to learn how to do something. I noticed my only knife in Nitro V takes a scary edge compared to it takes a very crisp edge. It does, but it just doesn't. Oh, that's uncool. That is uncool. Happy birthday, Jim, you big goofy fucking bastard. And we weren't talking about Kaisers. We're talking about these weird knives that have glowing handles and they just look like a flame and just like, who the fuck does that? Oh, wait, no, that's you. That's you. It's funny how gas station knives and some of my most expensive and most prized knives look very similar. Like I look at this and I 100% know that is a piece of fucking handmade art by Elliot Williamson. But everyone else looks at that and goes, that's a fucking gas station knife. And I'm like, well, fuck, that's $1,000 gas station knife, but still, I should have sent you a link. I didn't know it was your birthday. I have two. I have two. I have two Elliott Williamson $1,000 gas station knives. I have two of them. Fucking Polly's just trying. Polly's just trying to push it. Polly just wants to see how upset he can make me. But yeah, like I was saying, there's steels that like people just look down on and shit on, and like RW. Oh, I don't know why Grimsby makes knives in RWL 34. It's a garbage cheap steel. I was like, no. Robert Lovelace helped design that steel specifically for the knife making industry. Laren Thomas made MagnaCut for the knife making industry. Sandvik made 14C and 12C for the knife making industry for Kershaw. So AR RPM 9, which is a budget steel, but I still like a lot. Those are steels that people shit on, and I'm like, some of those steels were the fucking Polly doesn't even know who Robert Lovelace is. Watch this. Watch this. Here's the thing. Like, I can do this to Polly all night, and it's just going to drive him nuts. Like, he says he doesn't care. He says he doesn't care, but if I put him in timeout, he's going to blow my phone up. So Polly's in timeout for 5 minutes. Not because he did anything wrong. Just because it's fucking funny. What happens there? What happens when there aren't any more what? Birthdays? Yeah, see? You fucking idiot. I know you didn't do anything, Polly. That's why it's funny. Does Polly do lives? We did a live on Polly's channel the other day just to try and bring up his subscribership. And guess what? I wasn't an asshole. But Polly can't return that favor. Polly has to be a dick shit. You're welcome. I got the idea from the next budgie from your video, Jim. I don't know what I missed. Bucky's sells some knives for a gas station. I have not been to a Bucky's. Bucky's is Oh, I didn't say his food tastes like shit. I guarantee Polly's food is on point. Like, I've seen it. Like, that looks too good to be garbage. There's no way. I have not been to a Bucky's. And I was like, I didn't realize that Bucky's was like a Texas thing, like Whataburger and a couple other things. I didn't realize this. And I was like, because Bucky's, we stopped at a couple, but when the wife and I drove cross country, we stopped at Bucky's in Texas. And I was like, now that is unkind and uncool. That is uncalled for. We stopped at a Bucky's a couple times. We stopped at Bucky's in Texas, and I was like, this is a legit. This is like a legit kind of. This is my kind of gas station road stop. You pull off, you fucking hang out there for like 3-4 hours, and I was like, I was like, I've never seen a Bucky's out here. And somebody looked at me and was like, what are you talking about? Well, I have a friend that's from Texas. He's like, you haven't seen a Bucky's because Bucky's is a Texas thing. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Another thing that we don't have out here that we should. I can order it. Lone Star beer. I actually like Lone Star beer. It's pretty good. What have I done here? I've put things in the wrong spots. Okay. Garbage knives. Who else has a garbage knife besides the ones behind me? Oh, there are some in Florida now. I don't know. I've never been to. I've only ever been to Florida once. I went there for a school. I went there for a school while I was in the military. Polly is the guy that barbecues Beyond Meat. Yeah. That's him. Polly, and his old girlfriend. So makes no sense. I don't know. I got news for you. I've stopped at a Whataburger. We used to have to go to El Paso for training evolutions. We had a reserve unit. We'd go out there. I've been out there a couple times. And I stopped at Whataburger like twice. And I was like, oh, let me defend my lapels myself at a fuckface. Yeah. Yeah. It's only 5 minutes, Polly. It's only 5 minutes. You can come in, you can defend yourself for a minute because guess what? I find this entertaining. Schrade, anything by Schrade. I'm not talking about garbage companies. I mean, I want someone to tell me a knife that they've handled, that they picked up, that they thought was crap. I will give you one right now. I wanted this to be just the I wanted it just to be the like you guys providing, but I will show you a ZT-0300. I owned this knife, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's garbage. That's not image I want here. Da, da, da. Wow. So they've been out of production for a long time. Here's one. Here is an image. So I had this knife, $239. Uh, I'm sharing it here in just a second. Share screen, Chrome tab. So I had one of these, and I'm going to tell you right now, that was possibly one of the worst fucking knives I ever owned. What is this? Makes no sense. What am I missing here? Well, that makes even less sense. So let's go. Who's worse, Schrade or Gerber? I don't at this point, I don't know. I'd have to say I'd have to say I think Gerber. The last couple of Gerbers have been worse than any of the Schrades I've handled. Two Sons has a bunch of models that are just kind of like that. They are just not anything special. But then again, then they have a couple of them that I've been given that I find oddly they're odd looking, but they're for a knife for utilitarian purposes, they're fucking great. Yeah, this thing was horrible. I didn't like it from jump. It was garbage. What about the CRKT roll lock? Well, you got one, I believe. And I was unimpressed by that. If you guys didn't see it, we did it in a video. That's the one that slides out. It's kind of weird. I absolutely did not like this knife. I didn't like the 0350. I had this exact one right here. What was this? Somebody says, hot take, the Benchmade 940. I just can't get the hype. I own a Benchmade 940, but I'm going to tell you right now, it was a gift, and I would never have bought it. Like, I'm going to tell you that right now. The Benchmade 940 that I have, I would not have bought it. And when I was given that knife, they were still only like $180 or $150. And I was like, I couldn't justify the price then for even an S90V. I just couldn't justify the price. And now in S90V, they're like $315. So Jared just put, yeah, I saw Jared posted that. Half of them were two Sons. That's the thing with the Two Son knives. They're hit or miss. And they can be hit or miss from run to run. Like you might get one and then see it again once they do it again, because Two Son is one of those weird companies. Two Son doesn't have like a dedicated production house. Two Son bounces around from shop to shop to shop, steel to steel to steel, whatever's available, whatever, whoever can produce it. That's what they do. And you'll get the same knife from batch to batch be a completely different knife, which is my big problem with them. And people are like, oh, you just can't get a hold of them. I'm like, if you get a good one, just keep it. Hey. Calm down. No fighting in here. No fighting in the comment section. Please. I know you guys are probably playing. Uh, let's see. Hey, 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 hey! Knock it off. Do that. You guys have a room in the Gilded server. Polly can go there too. Polly has access to the Gilded server. Polly's trying to be nice. It's not in his nature. It's not in his nature. Yeah, the two sons that are like that's the thing that I don't like about it is like I mean it's obvious. They'll do a run in 14C, then they'll do a run in D2, and they'll do a run in something else. And it's because they just can't like they're not locked down. Like and people say, "Oh, all Chinese made knives made in the same factory." Like Riat and we and all it, they're not. I'm telling you right now, they're not. I've dealt with enough of the companies. I've dealt with enough of the people. They're in the same area. Uh, well, I mean, that's what it's for. They pay for that. You get it for free. You're one of the few people that have access to Gilded server for free because I thought it would be fun to allow people to deal with the fucking shit that I deal with being your friend. I just thought it was fair. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know if that's how Best Tech does stuff, but I just know that it's. I just know that like you could get the same knife from two different batches from Tucson, and they will be very different. I've gotten lucky. All of the Tucson knives that I've been given have been really good. I really like it. Even the goofy, weird one that nobody seems to like this one. Like a lot of people. Sorry, I have to roll a different way because I got cords and stuff. Like I really like this knife. It's not attractive. I will admit it's got that weird thing on it, but it's nice and light and it is really comfortable. The 14C on it is great. And I have had zero issues with this, but I guarantee if I got this same knife from a different run, it would be different. So, uh, any specific models, I like some of their models. It's really hit or miss. I will say that they're pretty they're pretty picky about their uh they're pretty picky about their quality. So I haven't had one that was bad. I'm just saying that I've seen one and then gotten that same knife later and seen it that it was different. Like steel was different, blade thickness was different. Hey, fucking stop. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Well, I put him in timeout. And if you can just ignore him. Fucking ignore each other. Jesus Christ. I should not have to babysit my fucking viewers in my content or my comment section. Knock it off. Fucking, if you guys want to act like that, go to the Gilded server. I like some of the Tepe designs. I had that Tepe design, the Tonto that Jared sent me, the big beefy one, and I like that. But it had it had a couple of, and one of their big things that they're famous for is that their their pocket clip. A lot of times it's a single point, and they move a lot, and I just don't dig it. So there's definitely a lot of issues, but I have two of them. I have two of them, and they're great. I will tell you that, like by far, one of my favorite knives, and it's in 14C28N. Stop. This is a fun place. This is where we come to hang out. This PMP Big Boy, one of the best knives I have in 14C28N. No, I'm not asking you to leave. I'm not asking you to leave, Bubbles. I'm just saying, like, just calm down. He's gone. I put him in timeout again. So I'm not asking you to leave. I'm just asking you to like calm down. Polly's like, I didn't do anything, you fucking idiot. I'm like, yeah, you did. You did shit on purpose. You always do. Polly does stuff on purpose. Polly likes to antagonize. Bubbles wants pudding. For the record, I can't moderate the mods. I know. So, I know. Can't moderate the mods. Yeah, Bubbles is a clown. Or a Bubbles, Polly is a clown. But yeah. No, I love this knife a lot. This is probably one of the better knives at the price point that's out there. It's probably going to get another video because today was a PMP Big Boy Day. It was PMP Big Boy Day. See, I can't tell if you guys are playing. This is the thing. Like, I can't tell if people are playing in the comments because I don't know if you know this. Your tone doesn't come across in text. It's really hard for me to see if I have to moderate my moderators. But yeah, this thing was in pocket today. And even that has a pocket clip I don't like. I really like this knife a lot. It's it's a very, very comfortable, very good knife, and it gets a lot of pocket time. So I don't want anyone bashing anyone. I like to keep this whole area of comment section and shit. I like keeping it nice where people aren't getting their you don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, I just like to keep it nice in the comment section because you never know who's going to take offense to anything these days. You never fucking know. So, yeah, like I said, that's bad. And there is another knife that is here that is very, very similar to this. PMP Warthog I got is great. It's a thick fixed blade, but it feels good in the hand. I have not seen a PMP knife that I didn't like yet, like aesthetically. Let me go get the knife I'm going to tell you, like, because we're talking about that that 0300 BLK. There's another knife here at the house that is very, very similar to that. And the second I opened it, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't like this. So I got this in. I ordered a Grant Tripper today. Well, you think that, Mark, where it says, he says, it's just words, who's GAF. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. And I just don't want hurt feelings in my, I just don't want hurt feelings in my comment section. I don't want to have people like, I want everybody to want to hang out here, not just the people that like, oh, well, I can deal with the abuse in the comment section. I don't want that. This is supposed to be fun. We're all supposed to be having fun. That's why we hang out here. This kind of reminds me of that. This is that Off Grid Knives Rapid Fire series, Rapid Fire Rescue. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And there's two of them. There's two of them here. No. I'm not talking about you, Bubbles. Hang on a second. Like, I see the comments. I don't like this knife at all. I find it. I have to do a review of it because I have two of them here. I have this one and I have the one that Jared sent me, and I don't like either one of them, and they're exactly the same knife. Let's see here. It's like an Oreo cake with ganache. Oh, sounds good. Let's see here. Trying to go through comments. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I had my Annex Cerakoted all black, and now I see they came out with some in all black DLC. I don't like Cerakote. I don't like Cerakote. It slicks, it shines up, it gets weird like scratches on it, and now I was that's right. Like I said, I know they're very different, But when you look at that knife and then look at the handles on this, the handles is basically what I didn't like about it. It just feels weird in hand. It feels cheap. It is in 14C Sandvik. So what we got here? Oh, the rapid fire is very close to 3. It's not though. I mean, this is a Warney. So I don't know. I'm sorry, sheep's foot. I just don't like it. I just don't like the way it feels in hand or anything. ZT has gone downhill. In my opinion, ZT never was up the hill to begin with. And I got news for you. For years, I've had suspicions about the validity of their USA made claims. I'm not going to say that they don't. I'm just saying I have questions about it. Do I like off-grid? I have 3 off-grid knives here. I have the off-grid knife Scorpion actually in my waistband. I like this a ton. God, it's so warm. It's right next to my penis. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But I absolutely love this Scorpion. This is going to get it's going to be a long time before you guys see the final review, because once I do a final review, that knife doesn't go back in my pocket unless it's my personal, which is why this was in pocket today, because I'm thinking about doing a third video about how good this knife is, because I really, really like it. The PMP knives that I've seen, I have not seen a bad one. It's awesome. Everything about it has been great so far. And it's a solid knife at the price point. Jim likes PMP knives. Mr. Skelton. So, but yeah, I like a lot of the off-grid knives. Yeah. I like a lot of them. What is this? 5 doors. Preach, Mike. Never understood ZT. Well, and here's the thing, too. Who makes PMP? I don't know. They don't release their OEM. Thanks for the 5 bones. Preach, Mike. Never understood ZT. I'll read it again for you. I don't know who makes the PMP knives. What is this? Not a fan of coated blades in general. I absolutely love a coated blade if it's done right. I'm not a fan of DLC because I don't like the way it looks, but it is a very, very resilient coating. I like the ceramic coatings that we used to do when I had access to the shop and I could coat knives and do that ceramic coating. Absolutely love that. It just gives it a different feel. It doesn't make the blade feel sticky. It doesn't add friction, and it absolutely protects your knife. Here's a prime example. It looks a lot like Cerakote and stuff like that, but it just isn't. And this knife has cut so much stuff, and the ceramic just holds up. It just looks, it's got a better look than a lot of the other finishes. It's kind of somewhere between a matte and a gloss in the middle, like a semi-gloss, if you would. Oh, what was this? Papa Pita, have any of you guys been able to buy an Asher knife? The last offering was gone in less than a minute. I haven't. I've handled some of the Asher knives. I liked them. Oh man, did bubbles fall for poly shit? Yeah. I started back collecting after being out for a year. I'm trying to make up for lost time with big popular models. You know, there's a lot of knives that the price has dropped on. Oh, I can show the DOC. The nice thing about the ceramic coat was, like, now that you mentioned it, my Microtech DOC, if you look, that ceramic coating has held up relatively well. This knife got coated 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. I did the ceramic coat on this, and it's held up really well. and you can still see the original blade finish through the coating. You can see the stone wash, you can see all the grind lines, you can see the markings, and it's still resilient. The ceramic coatings by far is like my favorite if I was going to do a coat. Um, what temperature? I think they baked it 350 for 30 minutes. How come you don't see more ceramic? It's too because a bottle of it, like a liter bottle, a 1 liter bottle is like $60. And to do something big, you got to be able to suspend it, which means you got to have a tank big enough. Like if you're doing a big long knife, you got to have a tank that's deep enough that you can suspend the whole thing because it can't touch the bottom. So it can be problematic. Let's see here. Let's see here. I recall Max Ace making one of the big PMPs. I don't know how much. I just, like I said, it's not even that. It's just time consuming too. Like to do a single part, you have to blast it. Unless you're trying to get something similar to this where you can still see the stone wash and everything. Blast it. Then you have to wash it. Then you have to rinse it. Then you have to put it in the ceramic. Then you have to electrically apply it. Then you have to rinse it again. Then you have to rinse it under the sink. I mean, then you have to soak it in distilled water to get any of the hard water off. Then you have to air dry it completely. Then you have to put it in the oven to bake. It literally takes fucking an hour to do each part. Now you can bake them all in mass, but what I'm saying is like it takes like an hour to do everything and get it ready to heat up. And then if there's one single hiccup, you got to go start all over again. Because once it's on there, you got to blast it off. This stuff was absolutely not. It's absolutely just bake. It's a liquid that's electrically applied like electrocoat, and then it's baked on. I did a video about it a long time ago. I took it down because my buddy does it now, and he just didn't want it up there for everybody to think that they could do it themselves. So, yeah, technically, I'm talking about minerals, so you don't get water spots and stuff on it. I coated several of my knives. I did a ceramic accent on this one. Don't you start with my paying members either. So I did a black ceramic inside the low areas and on the hardware and pocket clip on this one. So that should tell you how resilient it is. That pocket clip, the black ceramic coat on that has held up, and this knife gets pocket time. So a speck of oil. Yeah. Just one little mishap. That's why you got to make sure the blade's really clean. So I typically, unless it was like something like 3V, I'd blast it. Then I'd look and make sure that the blast was consistent, and then I would wash it with simple green, and I'd rinse it. Then I would soak it in distilled water, and then I would put it in the solution and electrically apply the ceramic. Then rinse it under the sink again, then in distilled water, and like it's nuts. It's nuts how much time it takes. Yeah, even oils. Oh yeah, you're always careful. Like you're always hanging it, and then like sometimes it doesn't electrically apply the way you want. So it can be such a pain. Did you guys, any of you guys that just logged in, did you see my my magic knife? I'm gonna try and remember to have the active camouflage knife on during live feeds. So yeah, I'm not a fan of ZT knives. Back to the whole thing we were talking about ZT knives. I'm not a fan of them. I haven't been. I think that like I was never a fan of the big overbuilt craze. Like this is kind of an overbuilt knife, but it's still real functional. This is still a really good functional knife. Fucking bubbles. Bubbles, stop it. Put you in timeout. I don't know if you guys know this. Havoc is basically another poly. They're both. I'm pretty sure they both are like they're not allowed to live anywhere where they would have access to cooking implements. Like, no. You need to live in a facility where you have 24-hour care. You're not allowed to have a hot plate. You'll hurt yourself. You've got to eat in a group dining facility. You're a ward of the state. Stop it. Like, seriously, what is wrong with you guys? Why can't you just be nice? This is a nice place. We have nice things. Why can't you just be nice to each other? This is why we can't have nice things. What do you think of Allen knives, Mike? You know, Louis Davo, alien knives. I saw that alien prototype, and it was a good knife. It was really well made. But it was one of those knives that when I get it in hand, it rolls out of alignment of the cut for me. And I was just like, it's just not a knife for me. And then apparently they got upset when I said it. They were like really mad. They're like, "Oh, that's bullshit. Like you're a fellow knife maker and knife designer. You shouldn't." I was like, "Well, I mean, I said it was a good knife. I just said it wasn't a knife for me." There's a lot of knives like that. There's a lot of knives that I just can't get past the way they feel in my hand. And like I said, for me, a knife is a tool, and a tool that is uncomfortable, you're going to shy away from using, which makes it an ineffective tool. So I guess he calmed down. Like he got really upset that I had said something negative about his knife. But knife makers can be like that. I never I took constructive criticism when people told me like you shouldn't do that, and I was like, okay, I got I've got enough other people that are telling me they like it just like it is. Like, I'll take your constructive criticism. If I hear more people say it, then I'll think about changing some of those things. No, the general chat is just that. There is a room. Okay, so for those of you that aren't paying members, so the Gilded server is just like Discord. Like, there's a bunch of different chat rooms, and one of them is general chat. One is knife chat. One is knife trade if you're trying to sell a knife. One is pocket drop, like if you got something cool and you want to show everyone. There's a Cutlery Corner Network one where we're watching, like I'll watch Cutlery Corner Network on my computer, and then on my phone, I'll comment on Cutlery Corner Network, which we're probably going to do that after this tonight for the paying members if you want to know the truth. And then there's one that is Bubbles and Zorro's Playroom. And that's where they have general access. They can just say whatever they want. I don't censor it, but like there is no censoring on. I don't censor anything on the Gilded server. Like if you say something, you say it. Like I don't care. Like I said it. I missed someone's Mike. You missed someone's name. Did I? Oh, yeah, it's Bubbles, Zorro, and Robert's Playroom. And so that's just goofy stuff. So if you're in there, like that's just like the rapid fire cokehead weirdo chat room. But everything else, that there's specific chats. So I don't have anything on Maximet. I definitely steal. I don't like Maximet unless it's done a specific way. Like I like the way Big Brown Bear does his Maximet. Like I don't dislike that. So most of the production Maximet is it's not good. It's just not. I just don't like production Maximet, and I thought all Maximet was just garbage until. Well, okay. If you're in a group of friends, and there's one friend that somebody is talking about, and you don't know who it is, it's probably you. Just saying. Like if you're in a group of friends and everybody's talking about that one friend, and you can't pick that friend out of the group, it's because they're talking about you. So what was this? What was this? But if something feels terrible, and I didn't feel terrible. All I said in the video was it just didn't feel right in my hand, which there's a lot of times that happens. A lady friend of mine touched the edge on a pair of 3 in Maximet. She knows knives and cut her right open. Laughed so hard I didn't realize until she needed a band-aid. The Maximet takes a fairly coarse edge the way they do it in a factory, and it's good. It's a nice toothy edge. But then once it does get dull, like it's dull, it's okay. Reformed cokehead then. My wife said he's talking about you right now. No, I'm absolutely not talking about Dave. Dave and I are potheads. Speaking of which, I had a few oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. You can stay here, Bubbles. Just like tone it down. It's just you're scaring the straights. I know. I don't think that's how recovery works. I don't think you trade one drug for the other. I don't think that's a good strategy right there. I've had a few knives that came with an amazing factory edge. And it's not like any one specific brand, like all these knives. No, it's been specific knives from multiple brands. I will say that the factory edge that came on the where's it at? Where's it at? I put it here. So I have this knife. This was given to me. This is a prototype of the Andromeda by Artisan. The factory edge on this is one of the best factory edges I've had on anything in a very long time. I will say I have had more garbage. Oh yeah. The paying, like if you're a paying member and I get you into the chat, yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that goes, but back to what I was saying is where'd it go? They may be sharp, but they don't last. I find that a lot too. But the edge on this one, on this Andromeda prototype, the prototype Andromeda, is nasty, like nasty sharp. Like I'm like, wow, that is frightening. And it has held really well. And ARPM9 is really easy to maintain. It's easy to strap up, but I haven't done that yet. Like this is still just the edge that came on it as the production prototype. And I'm like, God, that is nasty. And like I said, still very much so. So the nice thing about ARPM9, it is very easy to maintain. Like you can strap it up. Every knife Outpost 76 get better after each sharpening for edge retention. Yeah, of course. When they do a factory edge, they do it on a belt grinder. Then there's a lot of friction, even if it doesn't seem like a lot. There's still a good bit of friction that's on that. Sometimes it's not even cooled. It's just on a dry belt at a low speed. And it's easy if you're not paying attention to burn the edge. And so as you take that material off, that stressed material at the edge, it does the video I did about, oh, you haven't seen it yet. That's a video that has, I did a video about steels, like steels that get a bad rap. LMAX, when they first started using LMAX, this would have been 2015-ish. Everybody bagged on LMAX. Like LMAX is garbage. It won't hold an edge. And I got a couple knives at that time in LMAX. And I kind of experienced the same thing. Like LMAX is trash. Kind of like what happened with MagnaCut, except it wasn't a Rockwell thing. What happens is it's really easy to burn the edge on LMAX. Like LMAX is really, really particular about how fast, how much heat it gets in the grinding process. And so there was a lot of folks that just like LMAX is garbage. Don't buy anything in LMAX. Smoke Eater 901. Jay Davis, they were just on like, it's trash, like it won't hold an edge. And then they were like, well, after I've sharpened it a couple times, it's like, yeah, maybe you should have said that. They were blaming the steel when it was actually just the way it was being sharpened. When I got this knife, the first couple times I used it, I'm like, well, that didn't hold up like I was expecting. And I sharpened it. And then I was like, well, that was a little bit better. And about the third or fourth time I sharpened it, this thing holds an edge incredibly well. And it is just nasty. LMAX is one of those, another of those just nasty, sticky. Like, why is it sticky? Because it's cutting you. Like, it's already in your skin. That kind of edge. It's just amazingly good. And it was just a simple, people just running that grinder a little too hot, a little too fast, not enough liquid to keep it cool. And they basically just burned that edge at first. But most companies now know that if they're going to do stuff in LMAX, they use flood coolant on the belt and a much slower speed, always a fresh, crisp belt. But yeah, now that this is absolutely perfectly fine. I like LMAX. LMAX is one of those steels I really like a lot. A lot like 14C. M390. M390 is another one I like, but everybody's like, oh, you say like you don't need M390. Well, M390 is a really good steel, but it's another one of those ones that, yeah, it has. What's up, Bubbles? I'm fixing up my life and it's Gucci. I'm glad. I'm glad you're feeling better. I was kind of worried about you there for a while. I'm happy for you. It's always good. It's always be happy for somebody that straightens their life out. I hope someday Polly gets his life straightened out. Stops being an asshole. I hope he's still watching. I hope he's still watching. Yeah, LMAX got a bad rap. M390, I say I don't need M3. I like M390. Like all the knives I made were like ridiculously hard variants of some steel, like 20 CV at like 63 Rockwell. But do I need that? No, I really don't. At this point, like I'm fine with some of the more budget steels because for the things I do, it's easy to touch up. It's easy to maintenance. I don't have to like break out a bunch of shit and prep to sharpen. I don't have to have a specific type of stone. I can just use my regular water stones or my Arkansas stone. I can just touch it up, bring that edge back up. So it's some of those budget steels are amazing. What was this? I had some Elmo steel. It made me giggle. That's bouncy room. That's why I built you a bouncy room. M390 is amazing when the heat treats right. Pretty much like all other knives, I guess. Yeah. So I will say that my custom knives in 20 CV versus production knives in 20 CV, there's a big difference in not so much how hard it is to sharpen. It's a little bit, not a lot. And I'm not going to say like the stone you have to use is different. No, not really. You can get away with some stuff with M390. The big difference is the way the edge feels. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Like you'll feel an edge and you're like, that's sharp. And you'll cut paper with it. And you're like, it's sharp, but it's not like, ooh, I don't want to touch that sharp. M390 that is like at the factory heat treat, you're like, it's sharp. It's definitely really, really sharp. Like it's super sharp. And then you take that same steel and you run it a little bit harder and that edge comes off and you're like, oh my God, like that's fucking dangerous. It's the same edge. It's at the same grit. It's the same angle. The difference was that couple little points of a couple little points on the Rockwell that takes it up to its maximum, like 61 versus 63. Big fucking difference. Real big difference. And I never have said that wasn't the case. Like people are like, oh, you're just saying like the Rockwell doesn't matter. I'm like, I say that the Rockwell doesn't matter, but I'm not talking about like the Rockwell per steel absolutely matters. Like getting it to the right Rockwell absolutely matters. What I'm saying is for me, the steel that I'm talking about, I don't have to have a steel that is like the super high Rockwell. Like I'm not chasing that steel up the Rockwell chart. When I say I don't care about Rockwell, and people mistake that with like, oh, you're saying that it doesn't matter. So like, I just don't even have to heat treat a knife. And I'm like, no. I'm only responsible for what I say, not what you hear. What I'm saying is like I'm not chasing the new super steels to try and get the highest Rockwell. What Robert? What did Robert say? Sticky sharp. I like. Well, I don't remember if I sharpened that mini roach or if that was something somebody else did. That may have been. Oh, I didn't sharpen that one. That was what the previous owner did before he sent it to me as part of the giveaway. That was a uh, Wicked edge. It was sharp. I'm not gonna lie. Wicked Edge will get a very sharp edge. I just don't like the. I don't like the way the edges are. I really love. Yeah, I used to like that's. I've got one more blank. I may make myself the last of the stonefish. May be mine. I may make that for myself, and it's already been heat treated at like 63. So it's really hard to. It's you have to run it at a specific. Are you talking about the Maximet? You said you weren't impressed with Maximet. There was a handful of companies that when it first came out, they were not running it at the recommended Rockwell that Laren came out with, and they were not good. I had a couple of them come in. I messed with them. I sharpened them, and I'm like, that's. And my whole thing was like, I was like, what the fuck is up with this Maximet? I thought this was supposed to be the next big thing. Uh, yeah, I do. I have the piece of steel around here for that too. I owe you a custom sea snake. Just got to figure out how the fuck I'm going to do it. I don't have a shop. That's going to be interesting. I got to figure it out. And I got to heat treat that too. Yeah, I got to figure that out. Fanex got, what was this? I just finished regrinding the Maximet Para 3 blade. It took 20 minutes start to finish. Grip progression 600, 120, 240 to a super fine belt conditioning belt. It's one of the best hard steels I've reground. Cool. I was curious. Thanks for the 10 bones, Daniel. You guys will stick around for the last 3 minutes, or can I go? Can I leave class early today? Teach. I'm sleepy. It sucks that we does such a crap job on their heat treat because they have a couple of knives. It depends on the steel. We knife company S35 VN is amazing. And I haven't seen any issues with their 20 CV. So I don't know which heat treat you're talking about. They run their heat, pretty much every company runs their heat treat a little lower than custom knife makers, because if you run, you can't commercial grind 20 CV at 63. You can't do it. It burns shit up. So, let's see here. Jeff Jewel Sharp. Yeah, if you're doing on, I've done Maximat a bunch of stuff. It's particular. It's peculiar. It'll chip on you real fucking easy, even if you're using diamond stones. It's one of those steels that should definitely. Do you guys remember when I did that tungsten carbide knife, and I took it up and I kept taking it up into the higher grits, and then I just realized like you just can't do that. Like it was just chip. I had to do it at a much coarser grit. That's the way it is. See, I've never had a problem with their M390. Their M390 is consistent with what I had from Reat in the past and a bunch of other production companies. Not like custom. Like I said, if you're getting a custom knife in it, it's going to be fucking nuts. Garbage knife combo ended with one word, Gerber. Yeah, that's all it took. That's all it took. Was something mentioned Gerber, and I'm like, God, the sumo. Ugh. That knife is still here. So I have that box of Jared's knives, and I have knives that like I make sure every once in a while I didn't toss a knife in the side of the box with the bag in it, saying that it's done and it needs to go back to Jared. And every once in a while I have to go in there, and every once in a while I'll grab that case and I open it, and there's the sumo, and I just almost throw up in my mouth. I'm like, that's bad. That's horrible. I have to say, I think that is the worst knife I've seen in a very long time. Especially from a company that used to be a somewhat respected brand. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm telling you, it was on par with this. I compared it to not this one, not the free shipping knife, but I compared it with the Elite edges. The other Elite edges were better than that Sumo. It was bad. The Woo of the Week is right there. I'm about to do another video about it. The Woo of the Week is in really good shape. I am more than impressed with the Woo of the Week. That was the only good knife out of all that stuff. Like, we ordered all those knives, right? That was the only knife that was worth a shit. Was that the free ship, or I'm sorry, the Woo of the Week. That fixed blade, the one that Zach bought from Zach Stuff, bought that one. He was like, "Oh, you're buying the Woo of the Week," and I'm like, "Great." And it got here, and that was the only decent knife out of the entire batch. Oh, I'm not doing custom knives anymore. My shoulder's fucked. I can't do. I might make one more. I think I got one or two more knives in me. I can't stand in front of a grind and it's going to take a very long time. I can't stand in front of the grinder. I can't stand and sharpen like I could. My shoulder's so screwed up. If I do it, like, the whole next day, my arm is like shot. Gerber, that's horrible. I have something that I want to show you guys on our way out. So earlier today, I was editing a video, and you can definitely go really wrong with green screen. And today, I managed to go really wrong with green screen. You see that? You see that? I absolutely, in that picture, look like the Emerald Wizard from Krull. F's in chat. I don't, what is wrong with you, Carlton Banks? What's wrong with you? It just gerbered on my shoes. Yeah, no, I did. So I was messing around with green screen. I'm trying to edit the video, and I was clicked on it. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I realized it's the Emerald Wizard from Krull with a hat on. I don't even want to know what this is about. I don't. Green screen crap captured your essence. It's possible. It's possible. Guys, it's been 2 hours. It's been a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed this a lot. For those of you guys that donated, thank you very much. For everybody knows it's my shoulder. Yeah. Well, he asked if I was making kitchen or custom knives anymore. I had to tell him the reason. Krull is a very, very, very good, underrated. I'm not happy. You hurt my feelings. You're not nice. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Just kidding. You look like a supernatural demon. Yeah. What is this? You're welcome for the unhinged comment. Yeah. Good night, Carl. God damn it, Bubbles. I was almost done. I was almost out. Good night, Carlton. I love that. I love that, Carlton Banks. Well, thanks for the 20 bones. You didn't leave a comment. I'm out. Take it easy. Love you guys. It's been a lot of fun. I'll see you later.